I see you too,
I
baby.
see you. How you doing? How you doing?
I am not doing as great as I should be. I had a cold, but I'm putting it in past tense. Had, baby, because I got to move on, you know?
Yes, man. I see you
So,
with that. I see
Nemo,
you with that nice hat on your head.
yeah, it's a team hat, and I turned it around.
Now the Vikings, huh? Who you got over there?
This is,
That is Tennessee.
no, Minnesota Timberwolves. Hey, we
Oh,
got hearts. Somebody throwing us some hearts. Love
not them
y'all too, baby.
Timberwolves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's boogie time.
Not
Yes,
that
that's
boogie
enough.
time.
Boogie, your ears should
Ever
be
boogie
on fire.
time.
Boogie, your ears should be on fire because Nemo was saying that's my ride and live chick. She been rolling with me a long time. So Boogie, welcome. Nemo is we feeding on each other because I haven't been feeling well. You didn't know that. But we've kind of feeding on each other this morning, and so we decided to go live.
Yes,
And,
ma'am. You
and
make me want to go live. You know.
that's right, because it's spring, and we having cabin fever. So we wanted to go live and talk about all exciting and new things. Yes, rolling, always rolling down the street. Let me show you my new toy, Boogie. Hold on a minute. Hold on, Boogie. Bo-
Oh,
Boogie is in the house. Boogie oh so raving is rocking the house. Boogie is a rolling girl. She got
rolling
that
down the rail.
exercise class at night. Yes, Boogie say, you can work, you can burn fat while you sleeping. I
Hey,
love
hey.
it, Boogie. Y'all, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Me and Nemo talking about new ideas and how to reposition ourselves. Sometimes what work in this season may not work in the other season. It's springtime now. And so we talking about bringing life to our channels and life to the people that we serve. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am. I hear you
and
loud
and
and
so
clear.
that's what we're talking about. What's our next? Sometimes we don't talk about our next. We don't have also we don't have a also, so we gotta help each other. And so but we got you and we got her. But I'm saying sometimes what's the next? Oh, Boogie, I love that interview you guys had. It made me think too about financially compatible.
Shayla
Pe-
Martin.
People don't talk like that anymore. And these are the kinds of things that we need to talk about so that people will be equipped for relationships, equipped to be able to handle the storms. Because in life, there will be storms, and we don't talk about struggles. We talk about struggles in a negative way, but struggles only make you great. It identify the strength within you and the strength that God have placed in you, because
Mm-hmm.
actually it all points you back to God. Because if we rely and depend on just our strength, we will fail. But God gave us the strength and the resilience to
Uh-huh. Look,
snap back into
he ain't gonna
life.
put you through
You
nothing
know,
you can't handle. He ain't never gonna put you through nothing you can't handle. So you gonna get through it. It's just a storm. If you stay warm long enough, summer will come. And guess what? That storm's gonna pass and you're gonna see them sunshiny days.
that's right.
Ain't
That's
that
right.
right? You
Hey
know?
hey JDH, welcome. So yeah, we a lot of things we just don't talk about anymore. It's kind of implied, but we want to start. Me and Nemo was talking about his next, and he did some revamping too, and I did some. But would say it about like the shorts or whatever. You know, I don't I don't totally want to get rid of the shorts. Hey Brian, because the shorts is what YouTube is pushing out, but I got to figure out a way what to do to get more watch hours. So I may be jumping on here, doing more pop up lives because people want to see your face. or they want to hear from you. So I'm thinking exciting to see what you guys have in store. Yeah, me and Nemo gonna have to do some things. Boogie, Nemo kind of, I gotta see how much my ticket would cost. Kind of psych me up, so I might be moving up. I might be connecting with you guys in New Orleans. I kind of feel left out by choice because I really didn't want to come back to New Orleans. But I might do that so I can hook up with my brother Nemo.
Gotta come eat some pho. Come eat some pho, some spring rolls, some banh mi's. We can
Baby,
go
I
eat
got
that lunch.
family down there, and it just wasn't that exciting. But I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I think I'm gonna look up a ticket and come hook up with y'all. I gotta see what it is. There's so much going on in April. We excited. Even the taxpayers they want the tax people April the 1915 one of them. You better make sure you're taxing if you owe them, cause if not, Sam, he my uncle, gonna come and get
Come on,
y'all.
Uncle Sam. Look, you robbing us, Uncle Sam. I thought you was for us, but you robbing us. What's going on?
That's why it ain't my uncle. Uncle come
You,
after you.
you gotta let my people free. Come on, man.
I'm excited because in the spring, we haven't gotten spring here. We got it one day. We was 84 Friday, and then Saturday it snowed, and another day it snowed. Yes, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam
Uncle
say,
Sam take 130.
put your hands in the air.
Look,
Give me
he
that
said,
money. We be asking people just to thumb up. Uncle Sam said, don't just put your hands in the air. Put the money out. So like I just Uncle Sam said, don't high five me. Give me some money.
he said this is a stick up. That's what he's doing. He's telling you to
Yeah,
put
how
your
that
hands
song say? It's a stick up.
put your hands up. That's what he's saying. He's
Yeah,
saying put your hands up. Give me 130 a check before you even get it. Cause
yeah. That's they
I
got a
thought you was
song
my
say
uncle.
it's a stick up, and I
I,
forgot the rest of it.
I thought you was my uncle. How you gonna rob me?
Huh. Uncle Sam say I ain't nobody's uncle. Uncle Sam say, yeah,
He try
I
to take
need
all
the
our money, man.
we need the money. We need Uncle Sam say we need the money. Don't ask what your country can do for you. Ask what you could do for your country.
Uncle Sam, they need to do something about this tax bracket too.
Oh
People
my God.
look, people at the bottom shouldn't even be in a high tax bracket like that. I mean, I know them richer people in a higher tax bracket, but I feel like people even at the bottom that's making under six figures, that's making even, even under 60, even under 50, even under, because a lot of people don't even make over 50 no more. Like, and they working their butt off. I mean, like it's hard to even make six figures. Even when they get six figures, I think your tax bracket goes up a little more.
Yeah, and that's why we have to learn how to play the money game too. And I heard you talking about some financial things, and these are the kind of conversations we need to hear more of. And men and mental health, even though it might be men that we can learn from you how to take care of you. But oftentimes we don't speak of those different topics. I worked in the mental health field, majority of my life, and it's like a stigma with people who don't have money. They make fun of you and talk about you. Oh, you going to a therapist? A therapist is somebody who you ain't got to worry about your business getting back to anybody. And when people don't get therapists, they dump on you. They drain you. They're always telling you about all their problems. No, baby. I worked in the mental health field. When I
Man,
left work, I don't want to talk to you and sound mean. I don't want to talk to you about all your problems because you're not going to take the suggestions. Go get you somebody who's going to get paid to listen to you.
and see, I feel like living in poverty and just coming from like a background, even if you ain't been,
Hey, top dog.
even if you ain't been homeless, if you've been on your last nickel and dimes where you barely making it, that's gonna make you grind harder than you ever grinded before. Like some people gotta see the bottom before they even see the top.
Yes.
They gotta see the bottom. That's what some people don't realize. Like you might think you got it all right now, but at any point in time, you could just drop back down to the bottom. So you need to keep thinking that you at the bottom always. You can be at the top, but just keep thinking that you at the bottom.
Well,
Like
I don't agree with that topic, sir. Sir,
yeah. I mean, don't,
because
don't think you're at the bottom, but Keep
No,
striving like,
I
yeah, you
understand.
strive.
This is how I look at it. You have to have a growth mindset, but you stay humble in the process of it.
Mm-hmm.
Boogie, that also Boogie. I looked on your page and I didn't find it how people how your moderators can still leave you something on your short. But check this out. Your growth mindset is looking to grow and develop. A poverty mindset is
Oh yeah.
you will always you look down and look like you never have anything. Now you should make investments. You should better yourself. Because I had a poverty mindset. Where you don't want to spend money because you feel like you don't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now the problem is with some people, they don't stay humble on the way up, and they look
No,
down on people. So
look,
when they fall, that fall is hard because
I
the
was gonna say,
Bible say
I know people that they make $200,000 a year, but they live in paycheck to paycheck because they went to go buy this expensive car, this expensive house they can't afford. So they live in paycheck to paycheck. Some people, if you give them a job making that much a year, and they do that for 5 to 10 years, and like I knew one kid that he got over $100,000, but he lived like he didn't have nothing. He was still eating out of the canned goods with a fork. He was still buying the same exact stuff. Like a lot of people, they start their taste increase when it comes to when they start getting money, which is crazy. You don't need that Louis Vuitton. You don't need that Versace. You don't need that. What you need to go buy that $6,000 watch for? Buy something that just looks nice. That looks nice to you. You don't have to do it because somebody else, guys. So like that's the thing. People, oh man, I gotta have that big old $1 million house that I can't afford, but I'm gonna be paying for the rest of my life. No, you don't need that. You don't need that. I mean, as long as you could. I mean, well, that's my mindset. Like as long as I can live comfortably, I don't need that.
we are saying the same thing, but our language is different. And Top Dog say I think it's a balance. You could have nice things on a
Mm-hmm.
budget. And so this is my take also. You can have things, but don't let things have you. And because you see it, you prioritize. Boogie say correct. You don't have to have everything at one time. A growth mindset gonna figure out a way how to do it without spending all this money. And a lot of stuff we really don't need as Americans. We have a lot of things just because we rich people don't operate in that mindset. Rich people have certain name brands, and it's not the ones you was naming, and they have things that make investments. So if they sell it, they can make an investment on it. And
Mm-hmm.
so don't just get caught up in designers, because a lot of the designers they're using now, they're not designers that you can profit off. So we want to make sure it's something that, hey, also, we want to make sure it's something that you can profit off it.
To me,
And
it's all about
also,
investments. Like investments changed my life. Like I made a good bit on investments throughout the years. To me, even if you got to hold it for a while and just make a 25% profit or a 50% profit, like I made stuff that made a 400% profit. Like I mean, 400%. That was 4 times my money. Whatever you can make, you might have to sit on it for 2 or 3 years, but hey, I mean, if it's gonna increase your money and make you some kind of money in the long run, like especially when you come from the bottom, like you don't ever want to see that bottom again. Trust me, you don't. You don't want to be eating no Vienna sausages, sitting behind a building, trying to charge up your phone to a wall. You're trying. You don't want all that. You don't want some struggles. Like I mean, some people might like they got a lot of I would say fake people out there that's faking like they homeless, and trying to get like what is that making you like I guess they trying to maybe come up from it or something, acting like they homeless, but that's not cool to be homeless. I know what it's like to really be homeless, and taking crapolas in between the bushes and stuff like that. It's not something you want to do. You don't want to be wiping your in between no bushes. You don't want to be sleeping on no concrete.
I
You
know that's right.
you're gonna be
I
sleeping with one eye open, like you thinking somebody's gonna come come just try to rob you and kill you while you sleeping behind a building. You don't want that. Like, I mean, no, because they really got some fake people that's acting like they homeless to try to come up with something. That's not cool. Like, I don't know what you would brag about that for, or anything like that, you know. But once you at that bottom, you're gonna think of ways to never come back to that bottom. Even if you gotta stack your pennies up, stack your change up, you know, stack your little bucket up, whatever it is that you got, do what you gotta do.
I believe that too. Boogie said, I believe that. You know, um, I looked at this movie and it really changed my mindset. Sometimes we need a wake up call, a slap. You know, it was this movie where this guy, he was a football player or something. He got sick and they lost their funds. So they was homeless, but it was this very thing that he needed that this other teacher did, and he needed boots. And he said, I don't have anything to give you. Only thing I have vouchers for this and that. He's like, thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. He was happy because God answered his prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So people do all kinds of things, scheming to make money, to profit off of people. And but in the reality of it, they really, it's a bad thing, you know, and that's poverty mindset. When you are trying to take advantage of somebody to get ahead, it's poverty mindset. Eventually, however you treat people, if you treat them bad going up, you're going to see them coming down. And so we have to be careful how we appreciate and treat one another, because God is watching. I don't care if you believe or not. Even those who don't believe in God, they say karma will get you. What goes around comes around. And so I believe you should position yourself. Should position yourself to be able to. Sometimes we're not taught that. Sometimes the we don't. Well, actually, hey, real life. Oh! I had you on here.
And see, I believe the poverty mindset, like we taught in America that we need a 9 to 5 job, that we have to work and get raises at work. You know, that's not the not. You know, that's just how we taught in America is the poverty mindset. I'll say like 95% of us are taught the poverty mindset. You know that we have to go clock in our job. We have to keep this steady job for 30 or 40 years. That we have to retire at 65. That we have to retire at 70 years old. You know, people believe in a 401k. You know, that's not that to me. That's not the way. There's a poverty mindset, and I don't have that kind of mindset anymore. I mean, I'm working at a 9 to 5 job right now, but that's not what I believe is
Mhm,
my future. You know, and that's just I'm gonna keep believing in it until I manifest it. You
mhm,
know, I don't believe that we should have to work just to pay bills and just to
mhm,
eat. I don't believe that we should be working and then you come home, you sleep for a few hours, you're back at work again. I just believe, you know, I just feel like the poverty mindset is we're taught that because that's what most of us are raised in, you know. But there's better ways out here, even if it's starting your own business, even if it's
mhm,
something that you love, a passion for, making music, making art, doing anything that you love. You know, you could be decorating parties, you could be doing party planners, you could be doing whatever it is that you love. As long as you put your mind to it and manifest it, I believe that you could break that poverty mindset and you won't have to go back to that 9 to 5 job. You know, like I had friends, you know, that they're my age right now, and they get cruises, they getting to travel all around the world. You know, but they took that leap of faith, and they were stuck in a poverty mindset. They were scared to quit that 9 to 5 job because they were set at this steady pay for 7 to 10 years, where they make man, I'm so used to getting this check. What if I don't get a check from my if I take this leap of faith? But then they took the leap of faith, and now their business is doing good. You know, they
yes.
travel whenever they want to travel, able to do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. You know, somebody else could run their little business while they out of town. Like they just came back from a cruise. You know, they could go on vacations whenever they want to go on vacations. They ain't gotta ask nobody, can I go on a vacation? Do I have to put PTO in? You know,
Hmm.
that's just how we trained, you know, in our head. Like even if you are working from home, even if you are working a regular 9 to 5 job, you're still gonna have to ask somebody if you could take the day off or put some kind of vacation
Yes.
time in, or you're gonna have to put some PTO time in. You can't just take off a whole 2 3 weeks if you want to take off 2 or 3 weeks, you know. But We gonna get out that poverty mindset because we
That's
gonna.
right. That's right. Because let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. That's why we on here. We're on here to talk differently. Cause like a lot of times people look at when they get their income tax, when they get their tax, they get excited and they go buy new furniture and stuff. But if we change that, and use what you have, because people, when you are building a business, because that's what we're doing on YouTube. We're building a business, so we have to learn how to what we're doing now. We're collaborating, we're building, we're encouraging, and that's how you grow and develop. I just want to do something. I want to change the atmosphere, and then we could come back in this. Hey, everybody! Hey, hey,
Hey, look, that's one of my friends, right? Each year he was getting about $10,000 for taxes, from all his kids and all of that. But it'll be gone within 2 or 3 months. I'm like, bro, you should have took half of that and invested it and like put it in something and forget about it. Like just forget about it. You got to think he did this back. You might not know what Bitcoin is, but he bought two Bitcoins back when it was like 2,500. So he had like four Bitcoins. Right now he would probably have about 300 and something thousand if he would just let that sit. But he sold it like the next week because he done spent all his tax money. Bro, how did you spend $10,000 in 2 months? Like, that's just how we're taught too. We see money, people see money, and they just get on that spending spree. You don't need to be like that. Like buy some land or something. Buy some kind of put that as a principal in your house. So you
yeah,
can lower that interest rate because that
yeah,
interest was killing you, even if it's a car payment.
yeah.
I don't care if you have a car note or whatever. I don't like car notes, so I'd rather just buy something out. Even if it's a cheap car, I don't care if it's a $10,000 car, $12,000 car. I'm buying it out cash because I'm not gonna want to pay no note for no brand new car. But that's just me. I'm not paying 3, 4 times for a car. If a car costs 20,000, I'm not paying $20,000 for it over time. That's $60,000. You could have did something. You know,
Boogie say because you need discipline. You think ahead, you plan. And see, that's why having conversations like this is so important. That's why the conversation, ravishing and Boogie and them had about being um relationship compatible. We don't have these kind of conversations often, especially as you allure. Hey, Chris, as you lower on the
so
totem pole, we don't talk like this, and it's time that we do. Because let me tell you how powerful that Black people and people of color have shown themselves. Target is still snaggling because they didn't think it out when they did the DEI, and they didn't think that we were gonna come together and we was gonna make a stand and we was gonna let them know our dollars is powerful, even though you don't value us. And if we start doing things collectively like this, and younger people start seeing it, and we start working together. Let me tell you something. You younger than I am. Young people, a lot of y'all are younger than I am. Young people are intelligent, and if you get around the right people,
hmm
don't think that because somebody older they don't know nothing.
the
But
older I get,
also,
the more I learn. The older I get, the more I learn, and that's for everybody. The older you get, the more you learn, the more wise people you chill around, and the more you listen. Then you go talking and running your mouth, the more you gonna learn. Everybody has wisdom, and you can learn that from all different cultures, all different people, everybody from all over the world. You just gotta listen.
yes.
Now go
But
ahead.
not just listen, not just listen. You have to apply what you hear. There's a lot of things that I've learned. YouTube I'm learning the same things you guys are learning. Some of y'all more advanced, some of y'all not as advanced as I am. I'm 63 years old, and I was came in this game wanting to learn. I ask different questions. Why? Because if you can help me, why should I reinvent the wheel? We stop fighting. If people in our community, Nemo, your name is your name is going before you. There's people in here that understand and know that you've been through a lot. and they know that you was there for us. You are a foundation. You are OG, even though you're a young G, but you're an OG to the movement. And now it's time for you to start negotiate, not negotiating, but delegating. Start getting in and telling people how you did it. You can't do everything. As you get higher and higher, your circle gets smaller and smaller, and you cannot go to every channel because it's going to take the life out of you in order to learn and grow, because you don't want to teach them that same thing. Sometimes we make mistakes, but if we come back and say, I did it the wrong way, and so this is how we're going to do it, and that's why we're on here now. We're putting our minds together to grow and change. We have a whole community. They have people that have been here. They got people that came and people that's gone, and there's people that will be here. And we get our circle tight, not divided. Divided, united we stand, divided we fall. See all this, and you look and see all this backbiting, all this that's foolishness. That's how we get divided. I'm gonna say it again. Your name is being called. They appreciate you. You have showed us the way. Now it's time for us to make a stand. We cannot do it the way you did, Nemo. You can't go on everybody's page. You cannot work 60, 70, 80 hours, and especially at night. I worked at night. It almost killed me. You can't do all of that and then get in everybody's page. They have to know. You know what, Nemo? Nemo is the guy. Send people to come look at your videos and stuff. You know, the girl, a real life simulator, she was in here. She might still be. I'm talking about you on my page. I'm talking about people on my page. They're not even on my page, and I still be calling out their names. Why? If I promote you, push you, guess what? My seeds are coming back to me good. But if I talk about you in a negative way, all of the good you did for me is gonna turn into worms. We got to be careful how we treat people on our way up, because you will see them on your way down. I believe I got a garden in the backyard. I believe in the seed. Whatever you plant, it will have a harvest. And you will always harvest more than you plant.
Woman, it's like you be reading my mind or something. Swear to you, man. For real.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
It's like reading me or something. For real. Oh, Jashawn, I think you know me more than I know myself. Let me stop, but for real, you know me. Appreciate you. I love you. You didn't look. You've been checking on me every single day. Look, I always got them text messages from you. Nemo, you good? How you doing? Every 2 or 3 days you text me. So look, the love is real. I got a lot of love for you. Thank you for checking on me. For look, even if you ain't seen me on YouTube in 2 or 3 days, you making sure I'm good.
Well, when we don't see people, and if they mean something to you, I never really connected with Gabby that much. I seen her. I knew she said when she went 50, she was gonna go live, and then she disappeared. It bothers me when people are missing. Why? Because they are a soul that God has, that they may be missing something. And it's okay if you decide, oh well, Nemo getting, oh well, he getting relaxed out.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, babe.
I'm
Wait a minute, babe.
ready now.
Wait a minute, baby. Wait a minute, baby.
Who
We're gonna
that?
we gonna take it on, baby.
Who that? Who that?
Who
Who
that talking about beating
who
them
that?
saints? Who that? Who that? So I haven't seen this one guy, and I like him. I encourage him, motivated. Then he went live. He was doing wonderful, and his numbers was getting up. And he been disappeared a couple of for a couple of months now. Even checked out Tashmir. Tashmir, I think, have his address, his email. I'm like, have you heard from him or seen him?
What's this?
Just because you don't see me, I don't see you, don't think that you're not important to me, because you add value to our community. Real life says nice to put a face to the name, because I'm like, Nemo 514, baby.
Just like we were talking about earlier, I hope DBC is good. I hope Ben is good.
Yes.
No, we
Oh,
ain't,
Boogie. Have any of y'all heard about Ben?
we ain't heard from Ben. I know I think I know the last time I heard from Draven, he was doing something with Apple or something. I ain't heard from Draven. You know, I ain't seen Joe Remington drop a video in a while. There's a lot of people. I don't know
Well,
if they
Joe was in my live. I think Monday. No, Tuesday. I think he was in my live Tuesday. He been coming back. Yeah, I haven't heard from Ben. Okay,
maybe,
no one.
maybe they got burnt out from YouTube. Maybe they going through life situations. I ain't got really none of that contact information. I ain't even get to a lot of people's channel myself to even know if they've been on YouTube. To be honest with you, but y'all know, like I've been going through some things this month that passed. You know, I know Chris is going through some things. Rest in peace. You know, last year and all that. You know, I know life just be life, and sometimes people be going through some stuff. And
Yeah,
maybe they need a little break through YouTube or
yeah.
YouTube. Maybe
Well, businesses is hard. It's just like having a newborn baby. It needs a lot of attention and affection. And when you in relationships, when you have relationship, you have to make sure that person is all right too, because they start feeling jealous that you spending more time with a screen than me, or even children. And that's why we have to be careful that we make sure we take time out for those who we love. We got to let them know, baby, I love you. I know right now I feel like that I'm not here for you, but I am. I'm building something for us. And sometimes relationships don't make it through build. I'm talking about buildings, real, not real business, but brick and mortal business. Cause it's a lot. It takes a lot away. It takes a lot from you. I went to bed like 1, 2 o'clock. I keep trying to work on this thing and trying to figure it out. What am I doing? How am I doing? It's a lot of work. Trust, I shout you all out last night on my stream, and I know I don't be everywhere, but just let you
y'all
know you're always in my thoughts and prayers.
shout out to Chris. He got monetized. I don't know if it's the 3,000 watch time and he's going towards the four now, or if he's already at the four. But y'all give Chris a hand of applause up in here.
That's right. Yes, yes, yes.
Shout out
Congratulations to you.
to
Okay,
Chris.
wait. Let me put my microphone on, y'all. Y'all, I'm a new movie star. Don't hate. Don't hate. Congratulations. Wait,
I ain't
see, I don't even know how to use it, so I
watching,
don't even know my tools yet.
but he told
Congratulations to Chris. Chris is 3,000 on the way to 4,000. Four. We want four partnership. Congratulations, Chris. Hey, Edra, welcome. You all are welcome. We're talking about new beginnings, baby. It's springtime and we're making changes. Yes, we give thanks to. Wait, first of all, I'm about to go to church with y'all. We give thanks to the Lord God, our Savior. Hallelujah. And I'm not playing games, y'all. We thank God for his faithfulness. We thank him for watching over us and keeping us. We thank him for the relationships that he have us to cultivate. Hey, Leslie in the house. So we thank God for all that he has done, y'all. Leslie, my BFF, she's missing in action. She's missing in action. So, girl, welcome. So, yes, let me tell you, God is so faithful, and we got to give him the thanks and give him the honor and glory, because you know what? Just like we here today, it could be gone tomorrow, so we can't get caught up. We got to know, and that's why I keep reassessing. God, what am I supposed to be doing? Am I staying in my lane? Stay in your lane, y'all. Stay in your lane, because sometimes we make a little change. We make a little hey, Lashonda, we make adjustments, but you don't tap the foundation. We build a foundation, and that foundation should be upon God. And then after that, you have other things. But if you don't have a strong foundation, the winds come, the rains come, baby. People even come after you and tell you how you should be doing your channels. Y'all make sure y'all put y'all thumbs up. I know it's more than 7 people that came through or in here. So I'm just excited, that God is doing new things. So it's spring. People doing spring cleaning. Me and Nemo are doing some spring cleaning, y'all. Latricia, thank you for checking on my brother. Me and him been talking about you, and you've been there. Chris, thank you. I know you and him are in the same city. Y'all, thank you because Nemo, I was concerned about Nemo. Sometimes God put people in your spirit. Nemo was going through. But guess what? He didn't stop. Sometimes we stop when we going through. If you know you got to get over the Laplace Bridge, you keep going till you get over. You know, you might be barely making your cup up, pop, 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 but you better keep going because that bridge, you don't stop on that bridge, baby. Don't stop. Keep going. Do a inventory, reflect, and then readjust, and then get back in the race.
Or even if you got a Fred Flintstone that thing, you gonna get you gonna get over that. That's how we do it, you know. Hey,
That's how
we
we do
we
it.
are strong-minded people. That's what I kind of love about meeting so many people in this atmosphere too. You know, you meet a lot of strong-minded people. You're gonna meet some fake people. You're gonna meet some phony people. You know, you're gonna meet people that really ain't for you and really don't understand you or really don't get your perspective on life. You know, but you will meet them strong-minded people be there for you that you really gonna build a bond with. You know, like if they ain't seen you in a week, you know, they might hit you up through an email. They might hit you up through a text. They might try to motivate you by sending you, a motivational quote or anything. You know, you got your people that you bond with. You know, like I was telling you, I ain't been on so many people's pages, and it's probably been about a month or two. I'm trying to catch up to content. It's just so hard. You know how hard it is. Like y'all know how hard it is now that y'all got a lot more subscribers.
Heck yeah.
Y'all gonna see exactly what I was talking about.
Heck yeah.
At the 50, 70 subscribers to 100 subscribers or even like less than that, like it was easy to keep track of 20 people. It was easy to keep track of 15, 20 people. You can go watch 2, 3, 4, 5 videos from them and then move on to the next person and just keep that cycle going. But then once you start growing, even if it's 5, 10 extra people a day, you're like, man, this gets tiring, man. Like I'm watching 5, 10 hours of content a day, and I already work a lot. So I mean, it's hard. Like if I'm working a 12-hour shift and you count lunch breaks and a ride home, that's 14 hours. Then I gotta come home, take a shower, wash some clothes, all of that. That's already 16 hours. That don't leave me no gap to watch no kind of content like that. And then if you
Yep.
2 hours of the day to watch content, that's 18 hours. Where I'm gonna get some sleep. You gotta think when I was really grinding and showing so much love to everybody. I was only getting 2 hours of sleep a night. That was unhealthy. That was like breaking my mental cycle. That wasn't like letting me focus. That was tearing my body down physically and mentally because my brain wasn't getting enough like rest and energy. Like my body wasn't doing good. But you got to think, if I was watching all the content, I was staying awake. Like I go to work. I used to go to work for 9 at night. If I was going to bed at 6:37 and I was waking up at 8:30. Sometimes it was only an hour and 30 minutes of sleep because I was spending so much time trying to let me just keep watching. Let me watch the next person. Let me watch the next person. And
Yeah.
Lord, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
get 20 people today. I don't know if y'all even remember, but I took a whole vacation
Yeah.
just to
I
watch,
remember.
just to
You,
watch content for people.
you know what else too, Nemo? What I found out is also people come and go. Not in the sense of they come and go. On your page, you have a group of people that comes, and when you drop into each person, when you drop in and they comment, they stroll on your page, but sometimes you don't see the people at all. I mean, at all. And so you don't remember, oh yeah, that's right, I haven't seen this one in a while, because it's like, well, they're connected, and because they're connected, I'm gonna drop their information, and you be seeing some of the same people. Tiara, I have to intentionally go to a page and go to some people pages to see them because they're not flowing in my channel. And so it's not that I don't care about them. The people that's dropping more is easier. You will have 20% that will stick with you hard. Yes. But I'm not even, I mean, I'm talking about that, but I'm also talking about you don't even get to see them, and it's so many moving parts. And I remember one time what you said this anymore, and I think it's very careless. And I got you on the line, and I think it's very careless of you because you driving intoxicated. I worked that night, and it's equivalent to driving drunk. And also, you said you felt asleep in a meeting with your supervisor or somebody woke you
And
up.
that's how tired I was from watching content and stuff. And like the manager had to wake me up. I ain't never fall asleep in no meeting like that. I don't never fall asleep. Period. I'm up in there like this, and I fell forward, and like I was like this forward, look, and I said, "Nemo, what you doing, Nemo?" Nemo. And that was embarrassing, like especially that was in front of my big dog. Like that was really embarrassing, and that really was like I felt like don't let me sit down for don't let me sit down in this waiting on no meeting. Now they had me waiting in there for 5 minutes. Don't let me sit down for no 5 minutes. Not after I walked 35,000 steps at work. Not right before I go home. What you
Yeah.
gonna be sitting down for up in this office for 5 minutes after I done walked 5,000 steps? After I done lifted all these pallets, after I done did all of this. Because 35,000 steps is a lot. Some people can't even walk that. And I just did that just strictly at work. If I'm just, and it's not including the lifting and all that other stuff. And, don't let me go sit down in that. Then they had a food time. Don't have no food time in there. What you gonna have a food time in the office for in the first place? What y'all making love and all something? I don't know what's going on in the office, but you don't need no full time in that office unless you taking a
Yeah.
nap on your little break and you doing something that you ain't supposed to do, trying to get that raise. I don't know what's going on.
All right, now you got on the full time. We're gonna
Oh,
have to check
we
you.
should have disinfected that food time.
Lashonda's right. She said when your body is tired, it will shut down, or you get rest best the best you can. Because guess what?
Hey,
If you don't stop, your body will stop you. You better
I don't
recognize.
know how long I was sleeping on. That's the thing, but it felt like I slept for 5, 10 hours. That little 2, 3 hour nap or whatever I did, 2, 3, 5 minutes, man. Like I don't know them quick naps. It feel like you slept a long time for some reason.
That's what they call them power naps, baby. But
Man, so I still remember that day. I woke up and I was like, man, what happened? My eyes all red, look like I was hitting weed all day or something. I said, what happened? My manager looking at me. Look, I'm looking at my manager in the hallway. She the one that woke me up. She like, Nemo, what you doing? Look, I look at her. I'm just looking at her. I'm dazed out. I'm like, man, my manager's trying to ask me a question. My big manager, Nemo, did you hear what we was talking about? No, I ain't hear nothing. I'm just really shaking my head like, yeah, I know what we was talking about. I already knew what the meeting was about. And there ain't too much at work that you can't tell me that I already know since I've been there so long. I already know how to run the numbers and all of that. So, but they trying to ask me, you know what I was talking about? Yeah, I already, you know. So I was able to really tell them, like, they didn't ask me the question. I already answered it because I already knew what they was going to ask and all that. But, man, don't let me sleep down. Don't let me sit down. Look, that's why I'm afraid to go on my lunch break. That's why I used to go live on my lunch break just to stay awake. I go to lunch at 2 in the morning. I try to go a little later, like at 2:20. So I only take like a 40 because if I go lay down in my car for a whole hour, I'm gonna be done.
mm,
Done, yeah, yes. I used like that's why I be trying to watch. Like last night on lunch, I was watching a couple YouTube videos just to stay awake because I knew if I laid back for about 25, 30 minutes, I was gonna be done.
I'm not to be funny and stuff. A lot of times I use alarms now, to make sure that I meet my commitments that make. It's a lot, when you have a lot of moving parts. YouTube is a business, and what they're doing is weaning people out. So if you connect with each other, we connect together. Your strength, my strength, we grow together, and we will better serve not just our community, but the community itself. We're in this thing to win together. It's not you by yourself, Nemo. It's not Latricia, Lashonda by herself. It's not real life. It's not Boogie. is not oh so probably is in her live now, and I appreciate them coming in. But yeah, and so we just have to make sure is a business and we have amazing community. We do have amazing community, and if we continue to support each other, I know it get harder, but also when we get newer people, we can't do the very same thing we did in the beginning. We have to teach them better. Like you teaching them, how to set up their channels and different things. And don't take it personal, because we tell people and it's up to them whether they do it or not. Sometimes you be like, well, you know what, I kind of, told you that don't work. If you want to be a part of this thing, then you have to get with the program. Everybody make a choice, and we can't take it personal. But the lessons that we learned throughout this ordeal, we just share, and that's all. We sharing our life experience. We sharing what worked and what didn't work. I keep going back, changing. I made so many different changes on my channel. You learn and you do better. You learn and you make it better. Yes, LaShonda says so true. We help the best we can, and then also we learn. You learn from each other. That's what a community is about. A community is to learn from one another. When and even in countries where people are still connected, they teach their children gardening. They teach them how to sew. They teach them how to fish. You don't have to do things alone. When you growing and learning with each other, don't be afraid to make mistakes, but also don't be afraid to learn from somebody who can make it easier for you. Nemo, what your new change say? What your change say?
This chain like 4 years old. It's shit on it.
What it says?
It's some crypto I bought a couple of years and I made some good
Oh,
money.
so yeah, I mean, we just testing the waters. Everything is not perfect, and because it worked for you, it may not work for me. Can you guys still hear me? Because I got to charge my phone up a little bit. And we have to be willing to make adjustments, because what worked last year may not work this year. You can you guys hear me? If you could hear me, drop a
Yeah,
one. And
I'm in the.
okay, good. You can hear me. So yeah, and what worked last year may not work this year. We have to know it's okay to make adjustments. Stores, if you think about brick and mortar, a business, they'll have reopenings of business, reopening. They've been in their business, but they saying we're gonna do a reopening. Because people want to come to something they think is new. They want to come to something they think is change. They want to come to something exciting. So we have to make our channel. Thank you, real life. Thank you, Boogie Time. We have to make our channel exciting. We have to make people want to come and stay. Some of them, no matter what you do, you can flip up on side your head and you can bounce, you can jump, and you could give money, you could do a lot of things, and they won't stay. It's okay, because we're called to a selective group of people, and they will hear your call. It's like a baby crying, and all the babies around you. That baby know their parents' voice, and that parents know their baby voice, and you know when they're hungry, thirsty. Even when you have animals, it's so weird. You have an animal or something, you know what's going on with them. And so LaShonda said, I didn't take it personal when that punk tagged me, saying that our community do sub for sub. People are mentally disturbed. Some people believe that because when you growing, and that's another thing. Sometimes you get these splurges of growth. I went back yesterday. I am going through some of the the shorts, and some of them that haven't moved. I'm taking them off, and I may put them back on. So I went through some and found people I didn't answer, and I felt bad. And I made sure I went to their pages. You get surges, and YouTube don't always show you all these people. Sometimes you don't even get to say hey, love or nothing. And one of the things LaShonda was even saying, she pressed the like and the other thing, and then go back for a comment. So it's doing different things to also let them know, hey, I appreciate you. I'm still thinking about you. Everybody that's connected with us are not YouTubers. So to hear you come back and say, even if it's an old one, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I miss you. That means a lot. Why is you staring at me like that, young man?
it might take a while. It might take a long time for somebody to come back to your channel, especially if you got like 100, 200, 300 people. It takes a while to get back to somebody's channel. You know, if you watching people's videos all the way through, like y'all know I really watch people's videos all the way through. I don't leave distinct comments anymore and stuff like that. You know, you might just see me stay phenomenal, but I could drop something about your video, and tell you something about your video. I still remember a lot of single things about y'all videos that I could tell you about in your video if you would ask me about the video that I watched. Because I got a good memory. I,
I
I,
do too. I
I could
do too, Nemo. One of the things though I learned, and I like to say stuff to people all throughout, but sometimes I'm writing a paragraph or so if I do that, because what also I learned, it clogs up all the comments you make. It clogs up your email. So you have all these emails and all that's clogging and taking up your data, because when people answer them back, you got all that stuff to erase off of your email. So that's another thing too. Um, Nemo, I'm about to tell you some of the stuff they're saying. Lashonda say our community is the best. Yes, Boogie say it's hearts. Lashonda say people need to have patience. True. I seen somebody had and it was way back when, and I said, please don't join my community. They put done. Like you took too long to come and like my page. I'm like, ooh, that is crazy. And let's
And I always used to say that, like, y'all been following me for a while. Like, y'all know I used to drop them videos and say this is not a sub for sub. We don't go, make sure you check out somebody's video before you even subscribe to their channel, because that's not what we do. If you don't like their content, and I'm not telling you to go watch that video and watch that video all the way through if you don't even like that kind of content. Because it might be somebody just on there smoking weed all day. You might not like weed. It might be somebody on there drinking. You might not be into all that type of stuff. There might be somebody on there that's talking about something that you don't even like. What I want you to go watch their content for if you don't even like their content or their type of topics that they're talking about. So, if that's why I want you to check out some of their videos first before you even go hit the subscribe button. Don't just go hit the subscribe button because they subscribe to you. You
mm,
know, usually before people even like, there've been a couple people that have been subscribing to me from people, but I've been watching their videos. I usually like everybody's content. I like any kind of thing. That's just the way I am. But everybody ain't gonna be the same perspective as me, and they ain't gonna have the same mind. Like they might not like. I like skateboarding. I used to be a big Tony Hawk fan back in the day, so
mm.
I don't mind watching you kick and push like Lupe. I don't mind you hitting like Cheech and Chong and Wiz. Because I used to be a smoker. I don't mind, doing whatever you want to do. Because I'm here to support like really anybody. Like I know everybody ain't gonna be like that because everybody don't have the same type of taste, and God didn't make us to be alike and for everybody to like every single thing. Like, but that's not what we do. I used to follow these sub for sub communities when I first started. Honestly, that's how like me and Crown, like you're gonna have a couple people that do really stick for you because that's how me and KC met, was from through a sub for sub community. But like me and her stuck together from the very beginning. Like like she still comes to my page, I still come to her page, and we've been stuck like glue. Like Crown and Curls. That's how me and her met. She still comes to my page. I've been there since the single subscribers, and we stuck together like glue. But you ain't gonna get too many people like that from a sub for sub community. So I don't advise you to go looking for no sub for sub community. That's not what I would really advise. But that's how we met. Like there's certain people that you will meet, but that is very rare. It's like a diamond in the rough. It's like a
Yeah.
haystack. It's gonna be hard to find them type of people because you don't know if the people's really there for you. Now look how me and KC always been rocking. We've been together for like what, like 7 8 months now.
Mm,
How we met though, like a lot of people don't know that, but like because we was on what was her name? I can't remember the Nigerian girl. I can't remember her name. Oh, vibing with Sonya. We met on through some comments and vibing with Sonya. I seen her
mm.
comment. It wasn't like sub to me and I'm gonna subscribe back. She dropped a comment. I went over there, just checked out a video, and I heard her with that good morning, and I said, man, this woman here, this some motivational, inspirational stuff. This the type of stuff I love, you know. So I clicked on her page. I watched every single video she was dropping. I was able to keep up with every single one. Like, and this is when I didn't people. I just came back to YouTube, so I was able to keep up with every single one of KC's videos when she dropped it every single day. There was one I was waiting for her to next drop the next one, you know. But that's what subscribers wasn't really there. You know, you might have had buku people from shorts, buku people coming in subscribe to you from lives, but they wasn't really there for you. You know, like they wasn't really in your like on your channel like that. You know, like that's why I kind of don't like shorts because you don't never see them people. You know, like that's why I don't really lives because I like now you can check your subscribers from off of
Yeah.
your phone and you can see the recent people that just subscribe to you. And like some of them are probably I had a couple of them from just lives and stuff like that, and they got like one or two, three, four subscribers. And I see a lot of my subscribers with only like five subscribers. Like I don't like that because they're not really. I don't think they're really gonna be. I'm not saying that they're not content creators, but they might not even be on YouTube like that. They might just be, just whenever they could get a chance to watch YouTube.
That's why I put them in three categories now. You have viewers, which I call my private investors that watch you, and then some of them are faithful. Then you have subscribers. They just feel like you might need numbers, so they subscribe to your channel. And then you have supporters that jump on whatever you jump on, no matter what. They be like, I gotta get. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what the categories I put them in.
YouTube Studio because you could check like your returning subscribers over the last 28 days. You know,
Mhm.
like man, mine did like it was high at first. It was like 4,000, and now it's like only at 1,000. But that shows you who's really there for you in the long run. Like down the road, because it drops over time. Like at first I was getting a lot of people, but then I stopped doing these shout out videos. You stop seeing them people come around. It is what it is. I'm still gonna go to that page. There's some people that they might even block me on Facebook. They might block me on social media. They might not like me, but I'm still gonna go on your page and I'm gonna show you love and I'm gonna wish you the best. You know, that's just
I
what.
pre I appreciate you, Nemo, but I tried that. That hurts because if people don't want to be bothered with you, it don't. I'm not using my energy. I mean, you do you, but I'm gonna use my energy for someone who not celebrate me and not tolerate me. Because if you blocking me, that means you don't have no use for me. You don't want nothing I have, and so I'm not gonna do it.
And to me,
My time is valuable.
I just feel like this. I don't know what I did to some of these people. Like I'm not the type of person. I'm not doing nothing bad. Like I'm not coming over there bothering you. I'm not cursing at you. I'm not trying to agitate you. I'm over here just to motivate, inspire you, and do me and be great. And if they want to feel like I did them something wrong in some type of way, just to me, don't go making no video about it. Come at me like a man. Try to approach me like a man and talk to me like a man. You know, just tell me what I did wrong. I'm not. I'm not saying. I'm not going to shout no names out or nothing like that. I'm just saying certain people because there was a couple of them. If you didn't like me, like you got my number. You got me on Facebook. You might have me on Instagram. You got my email. Don't go making no videos about it. Don't go dropping no side disses or nothing like that.
You know what? Let me tell you, Nemo, we changing the channels. There's people that came in. We're gonna say hi to them. Hey, Crystal
How you
World. Hey, girl. Hey, hey, go
go?
round for you. Hello, hello. Hey, and then Miss Tracy came in here. Tracy, local learning. I'm gonna say this, Nemo. Lashonda said that we're in a relationship, baby. And guess what? We love each other. And those who don't, baby, I'm not chasing after a boyfriend or one night stand. You
Hmm.
hit it and you didn't like it, fine. I won't keep chasing. And I'm being honest. Now we're in a relationship And you know what? If you need a little chasing every now and then, you feel like you left out, maybe. But see, that's never been my forte. You know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll give you a little grace, but I'm not gonna use my time to even give you that much energy because there's too many positive people that we can love on. Hey y'all,
Hmm.
hey y'all, hey, and we
Just
love
be
everybody that's in here.
like, I don't like talking bad about nobody. And if I did, just tell me about it. Let me know if I did. Don't just come at me sideways or crazy. Like I didn't do you nothing.
Nemo, tell your people you love them. Tell
I
them hi.
I love everybody. I'm not. I'm a lover. I'm not a hater.
That's right. Now show them some love. We ain't get on. I ain't get on here half tired to talk about nobody that dead hearts. We done moved on now.
I got on here to talk about snapback coming to New Orleans. Coming to East.
Yes,
You
yes.
coming to East.
Lashonda, I gotta get the information cause Nemo done twist my arm and I might be coming down there. I gotta get my information so I could get a ticket. I gotta, and then I'm gonna set up. I'm not gonna stay in a hotel with y'all. I'm gonna set up and stay with family members or friends down there. So definitely, that's what we're gonna do, and that's what I'm saying. We got so much, we got so much love to give to you, baby. You
Oh,
know,
babies. I
it's
some babies.
spring. It is spring and it's time for change.
I got.
We do talk about things, but we can't let that stay our focus. Whatever we focus on, it get bigger. And we heard your heart. Nemo, we love you. We know you. We know some things about you. And guess what? It's not who you are. And we not gonna do it. You could take it, we could hang up and you could go live with somebody else, baby. Cause my energy. It took, you know what, Nemo, I didn't tell you this. I took and got on my gown, y'all. Nemo said, let's go live. And I'm like, oh my God, it felt like a job just to come live. I was like, ooh, I think I lied. I think I shouldn't have told Nemo, yeah. It took a lot of energy to come on here. So I appreciate all of y'all being on here
Want
and
me
knowing,
live every day. We need to.
huh?
I need to get the hours. You should be live every day.
I am gonna start going live. I think I'm gonna start doing a daily devotion.
You know,
And
set time frames for your live, so
do
people
what?
set time frames for your live. So people know what time you're gonna be live.
All right, Daddy.
You know,
My daddy. You
like
was my brother, but now you my dad.
you know how like also Ravishing got the Monday through Friday one. How Lashana got the 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. You know how also Ravishing and Boogie got the Love Talks
So I'm
Sunday
gonna have to look and see how many hours do you have.
Eastern Standard
My
Time.
uh, Lashonda, I'm ashamed to say how many hours I have, and I don't know. My hours seem like they just was dwindling away. I don't have that many.
Man, look, you got a lot. That's enough.
I took a picture today, and Monday through Friday. Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe I have to see. I don't think nobody come on at 10 o'clock. I might just do early in the morning and get a whole different spiel because I get up early a lot of times. I might do midnight hour, midnight at midnight.
Do whatever time benefits you the best. I get off in the morning, so I mean, yeah, I
Yeah,
might.
I'm really thinking about doing early in the morning because I do a 6:30. Anyway, sometimes I'll be tired, but I'm thinking about doing that because I do a 6:30 devotion with a group, and it's for like a half an hour. So I might either do it. I don't know. I might do it at. I don't know. I might do it at 7:30. I got to figure it out when out.
I mean,
Uh,
a lot of people's been getting monetized. I mean, I know Chris just got the 3,000 range. Destin and Recover. They got like 5 or 6 other people I've seen that just hit the 3,000 range. So I mean, but that's from going live every single day and then just keep consistently going live. That's all it's about is consistency. You know,
mm.
doing streams like how people's doing these overnight streams and stuff like that, and like even if you gotta do that, it'll get you monetized. But don't like once you get monetized, don't be doing too many streams like that. Focus on your content.
Well, let me see. Boogie says she's going live 10:30 p.m. to 10:30, Monday through Saturday. Some pre-recorded, but nevertheless, before seeing contents and some lives. Yes, I seen your exercise boogie. I'm just trying to before I jump out there. I'm planning it. I'm praying about it, and then I will go ahead and do something. Um, I gotta figure this one out. That's all. I I'm thinking about Boogie. Y'all on here with StreamYard. You could do audio, and I'm thinking about maybe doing some maybe talk. I got to think about I mean, there's a lot of stuff I could talk about, and so I'm thinking about that and how to do it. So I don't know. I'm at a dilemma because I looked at my hours this morning and I took a picture this time because I thought it was higher. It looked like, from what I looked at, it is like 400 less than what I had. So I got to look at pictures and make sure it's not just in my mind.
Winging it with positivity. That's that
Oh,
book, that's that winging it with positivity on Wednesday. That's that love talk on Sunday,
Red Bonnet Chronicle.
on Wednesdays, and that love talk on Sundays.
So you write my list out for me to send it to me? That's what you're doing?
No, no, no. I need you to make your own list and send it to me.
Red Bonnet Chronicles. What's that, Lashonda? Love twins. A lot of exercise workouts because I need to be motivated.
I
Well, I need to be too. Maybe that's a good idea. I love you too, twin. Yes, maybe that's what I need to do. I don't forget if you unlist videos your watch time. Oh, I didn't know that. Tracy Learning said, "Oh, that makes sense. Thank you, Tracy. All of the videos I unlisted, it drops your watch time.
get some regular videos too. You unlisted.
Well, some of them I did, but I
That
didn't know
like
that.
that sound like you unlisted that MySpace like Time. Y'all remember Time? Look, he used to be in that white shirt and that little desk.
I didn't know that. Thank y'all. Cause I know I'm not crazy. I know my numbers was higher. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Yes, they have to be public. Thank you very much. I love y'all. That's why I spoke on that 2 days ago in a row. I know you said something about that. I know you said something, but let me tell you, sometimes, first of all, I wasn't feeling well. And sometimes I internalize things differently. I know you said you had more hours, but you was gonna wait. I get For me in my mind, you was gonna wait till you decide that you wanted to. I'm talking to you, Lashonda. You was gonna wait till you was ready to monetize and then didn't use them. I did not think about that they was gonna be lost. I was just like shocked. Yep, public watch hours is public videos. Damn, y'all genius. So more gonna drop. I'm about to list some more. I get it. I
Monetize
understand.
your greatness. That's what I like.
Wow.
Monetizing your greatness.
Wow. I appreciate that. I feel better now. They ain't gone. One, I made a mistake and erased. I was deleting instead of unsubscribe, but that's good. I appreciate that because I'm like, what the heck going on? I know it was more hours. Thank you. Y'all are the best in the West. What you doing, Nemo?
I'm just vibing with y'all.
Nemo, we gotta watch you because you be hard. You be too much now.
Huh.
How do you know that's why we are in a community?
Vibe with
And make public. I'll make it public as soon as I end the room. Say, I don't. Oh no, I'm gonna leave them, Crystal. I'm gonna leave them on public right now because I wanna see. I wanna use, and some may come back up because I wanna make sure. I wanna utilize some new stuff too. So yes, um, we got the Nemo vibe, Nemo say, monetize your greatness. You are phenomenal. Monetize. Don't be smoking with me on here. You know I don't smoke. Blow that in my face.
Let me blow that over there.
No, no, no. Keep them in your house.
Yeah, I'm in the garage. Oh, look at
Are
that
you?
mic. Hey, that mic wireless? Can you walk around and sing?
Yeah, baby. It's wireless, baby. I'm gonna have fun. Me and the grandchildren was playing with it. I got it about a couple of months ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's my friends used to singing jingle bells for the whole store. And the whole store following her around at Walmart.
who did?
Man, and she was a good motivation speaker. She still gives motivational speeches. And she moved up. She was from Kentucky, a small town in Kentucky, and now she's like big manager of Walmart. That's a manager that used to be a manager, that promoted me to kind of where I'm at. And she seen my potential. She the one that moved me over, not let me. I told her I did not want to be a manager, but she said, Nemo, do you motivation give these speeches and stuff? And before anybody could even talk in a meeting, you done answer 5 questions before anybody can answer one question. You don't realize the potential. I just watched, like I just seen her get promoted on her page up even higher. She's giving him motivation speeches, like she should.
Lashana, 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 you post? Are you gonna post on your community post about y'all New Orleans trip, or is it over?
You might have to contact her via email. She's
Okay,
probably gonna drop it right here in the comment section.
okay.
Right here in the comment.
Are you? She retracted. Your New Orleans trip, is it posted on your web page? I mean, on your page.
I don't think she got that thing advertised. She
Okay,
might.
okay, oh,
She,
okay,
she don't want people on that crazy pill.
okay, okay,
she
okay.
on
So,
that.
Nemo gonna send it to me, or I'm gonna have
She
to check Boogie out, or yo see what's on your email, and see, cause yeah, if I can get a little cheap ticket right quick, I'll hurry up and do it. That's the only thing I ain't like about New Orleans. New Orleans is a charter state, and I never got a cheap ticket when I went there. I used to be like, why y'all? Why so much to go home? Why? Why? And I know I don't want anyone coming to take.
she don't
Yeah,
want
girl,
people.
cause Lashonda, you beautiful. Y'all, they be like, I'm going after that little babe.
Look, look, they might try. Look, they might try to come after LaShawn and Boogie Time talking about you want to smell this rag? There's gonna be some chloroform.
Look. I'm about to be funny too now. Nemo, I got some exercise for you, baby.
They talk about smell this for me real quick. Does this perfume smell good on this rag? And then next thing folks and talking about where am I at? Let me stop. Careful. You need to be careful. You
Lashonda don't play.
still
I
do
seen
your strength.
Lashonda do exercise too, baby.
That knee. She better get to running with that knee. I hope her knees better. And you gotta watch everywhere though, because people might spike your little drink even when you turn your head for a second. They might sling something in your drink. You never know.
They got
You
these new things that you put on your drinks, and it's like a cover, and that's something. So, because a lot of people have done that in clubs and stuff. So, if you guys go to
man,
clubs, make sure y'all get the dome. It's like a covering, and you put it over your straw so they won't get it. My knees is fine
don't
now.
get
That's right.
don't get roofy and end up like the hangover on top. You're missing one tooth and you got a lion in your cup. I know y'all probably watched The Hangover a long time ago. Don't end up like The Hangover now. Don't end up with a tattoo all on your face looking like Mike Tyson over there. That's, they
Nemo,
got
you
some
was wild, bro. You wild. You wild.
crazy, bro. Look, you don't want to end up in a basement handcuffed into a crazy basement and some dude got like 4 people down there. tell you
What's
off
that
on the.
movie called? Fatal Nemo. Don't you end up like Fatal Attraction?
I don't want to end up like nothing.
Well,
I want to end
stop
up.
saying that to my sisters. Cause a tattoo on your face. My sisters are good. They covered. I'm getting a tattoo on my forehead in Nolans. Nolans, baby. Oh, that Nolans like Vegas. What goes on in Nolans, stay in Nolans.
I
Whoa.
don't want to go down the wrong part of New Orleans. I hope y'all planning something good. Don't bring me to no hood now. Talking about I heard this place is good. Look, cause some of the best restaurants be in the hood. You might have looked up a nice restaurant. It might be in the hood. Look, we might park out. Or I might park my car. Next thing you know, that thing gone. They done sold it. They done sold it to the chop shop. And find my car.
You funny, you funny. I'm like New Orleans. You ain't gonna talk about my city, baby.
Hey,
Nolans.
it's shady. Tell you that. I don't like shady areas. I might be
Well,
I might be from New Orleans, but hey, I don't want to be around no shady areas now.
well, you know what? The hood should have the best food because we know how to make it. They know how to make it greasy, full of grease and
Oh, good.
whatever. So,
I used to go
you
to the
know what? I
Cali
haven't had in like
turkey necks
like
and
20
mustard
years,
grain.
huh?
I used to go to the Cali Oak to get some turnips. I mean, some mustard grains and some turkey necks, and man, it was so good. But man, it would be about 40 people chilling out front, about 30 drunks. And then, where you from, dog? What you doing over there? You in the wrong hood. I'm just saying, give me a plate. I don't want no smoke. Man, them shoes look nice on you. Where you got them shoes?
Oh, my sister say, LaShonda say, baby, we ain't doing the hood thing because they don't have salads. Not the kind of salad we eat. We don't eat the green lettuce. We eat I forgot what the dark green one called. My brain just had a brain fog. We eat kale, and we don't eat iceberg here, baby.
Yeah,
That's of no nutritious value. Oh, nutrition made me think about this. Kale. It made me think about this, Latricia. I did the bell pepper raw, the red bell pepper. Thank you. And I think I might have more red. If not, I'm gonna eat whatever one I have. Only salad in the hood, potato salad. Yes, baby. I like the potato salad too. If it's made right.
and look, put it in the gumbo. If you're from New Orleans, you might put a scoop of potato salad in the gumbo. That's what
Yeah.
they do around here. They put a scoop of the potato salad in the gumbo. Look, I want a shrimp poor boy to go with my gumbo.
I ain't have a po' boy in so long. They
No,
did the Subway sandwiches, nothing like that. But a lot of the stuff I don't even eat anymore. The po' boy, like, you know, I eat gumbo, but red pepper pepper the most. What about the yellow ones and stuff? I got some other color ones. Um,
oh, I eat them all. Lately, I've been eating healthy. I've been eating nothing but like shrimp and egg whites the
See, I
last.
don't eat shrimps and crabs and crawfish, and I don't eat all that. Those are called sea cockroaches. I don't eat cockroaches. They are for real.
Well, it was gonna
Latricia,
be chicken, but
Latricia, aren't you on here? Isn't they see cockroaches? Bell peppers are so good. I love how they smell. My stomach tolerated it. I was hoping that it did because sometimes I know the green ones is kind of harsh. I can't wait to get my garden out there. Eat those, but the red ones are best to help get
you
well
know,
faster.
like
Well, I
through
don't know if I have any more. We give you your cockroaches, Trishana. Laugh out loud. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. In New Orleans, they have the cockroaches. I ain't seen no flying cockroaches in so long. And then they have the little bitty roaches.
man,
Um,
especially growing up in the hood and the project or the apartments,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
nothing but the roaches, bro.
You used to have to bum your house. One time I was
Look,
on the bus.
I don't think I've seen a roach in years besides at work, maybe once or twice. Like I guess over here, being in a newer house, and I'm not trying to have no roaches. You know, I don't even want to see a roach. But I ain't seen one in about 2 or 3 years. You know,
They
since I
travel. They travel from apartment to apartment. I remember I was going to school one day, and I was going to college, and the roach crawled out. People like, "Who they got a roach?" And I ain't say nothing. I seen the roach crawl from out my bag. I was like, "Oh Jesus!
that's
Don't be telling everybody we got you."
you know, like scared of you know, roach has been around for so long. You know, people scared of roaches. Boy, they see a spider or a roach, they get terrified.
I ain't seen no roaches in Minnesota, but one person I knew had roaches, but I haven't seen any roaches out here like you do in New Orleans, the little small roaches or even the flying roaches. So
Man,
I'm glad of that.
fine
But
ones. You know, I ain't seen them in a long time, maybe because of the weather. But like I'll say like where they used to have like a lot of wood areas, you know, them wood roaches and them flying ones, boy,
yeah,
flying all around. You don't know. Look, one time I remember a long time ago, one just smacked me in my face. I said, "What hit me in my face?" I looked down on this big old, you know, I said, "What hit me in my face?" You know, I looked down on the ground. I said, "Whoa, no!" I'm stomping that thing down.
you
I'm
know what I'm afraid of is mice. I don't care any kind, any sizes. They mice, rats, they all the same to me. Even hamsters. I don't want to come by your house with your hamster because they kin to the rats.
you know, you know, nah, I ain't seen too much. I ain't seen too much mice too. Besides at work, you know, like we used to have like a little rat problem, I guess, at work, but nah, I ain't seen them in probably about 2 years. You know,
Lashonda, water bugs is what I'm calling cockroaches. I think that would be the same thing. The roaches that say wake up is now in the morning, Nemo.
no, for real, that thing really smacked me in my face. I didn't know what it was. I thought something fell from a tree or something because I was around a lot of trees. You know, they be in the trees, they flying and they chill in the trees or something. That thing just smacked me in my face.
Oh wow.
So what
They
smacked?
have caterpillars up here though. I know caterpillars turn into butterflies. I don't like them.
Hey, you the caterpillar that's gonna turn into a butterfly.
Hey, yes, baby. Prophesy, prophesy.
You know, before like you know, I don't see man, the mosquitoes. I don't even want to talk about the mosquitoes. Y'all got a lot of mosquitoes in Minnesota.
Yeah, I got to make sure that they got this bucket in the front. I got to make sure I empty it before the mosquitoes and the waters come. They could be bad because I like the we got butter. We got also they get bad in the summers, but I'm be out there. We also have gnats. I think that's what they call. And when it rain a lot, they get plentiful. And one bit my lip. One time my lip was hanging on top of the top was hanging on the top of the bottom. I had a big lip. It swole. I was like, oops. And then last year, something bit me and my eye was real swollen. It cost me like $100 and something. I'm like, dang, y'all need to stop.
From a gnat?
Yeah, I'm allergic to them. Mosquitoes too now. They
Like
wet my skin up.
I'm allergic.
Hey, Leonard, my grandson in the house. My
Allergic to
grandson.
fleas. I'm glad like the dogs we had ain't never had fleas because if I get bit towards my like on my leg or my ankle, I get the size of a baseball blister. And that thing,
How come nobody ever seen your dogs? Do you really have a dog or you have a dog stop playing in that thing?
you
Oh,
know,
they how old are they, Nemo?
it's not really my, you know, it's Savannah's dog. I think that about maybe 7 or 8. The
It's
box,
little because it sounds big.
that's a big dog. And then we got the two small ones that's in the corner right behind it. I don't feel
They
like,
nice. I think they old enough they need to be walking around the house, baby.
well, I don't need that big old dog walking around here. She gonna try to jump up here with me and wake me up all night.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, then you know, I don't need all that. She be trying to cuddle and all that. Trying to cuddle.
You saying that now. Savannah better come back home before your dog be on one end and you be on the other end. Hey
Now, if
babe, what's
it
up?
was
What's up?
if it was the little dogs, you know, like yeah, but that big old dog, you gonna wake me up every time I turn.
Mm.
Get to turn. That dog's big. It's a big. Boxers are pretty big.
Or is a boxer?
Yes, he's a boxer.
That's good. I like animals, but I like them at other people's houses.
You know, I used to have like a little dots and a little
I had a Dotson too.
a weenie dog. Man, I love weenie dogs. They're so
Ooh.
protective.
They too protective, but also they too clingy. She was too clingy, and then it's cold up here, so I got tired of bringing her out in the winter time. And sometimes I used to let her go run and use the bathroom, and she run off, and I'm like, "Little heifer, why you keep running away? You go running around. I ain't running after you." I had a miniature pincher that was like that. Somebody gave me the miniature pincher. My mom one day went to another city, came back. She brought a dog, and I'm like, honey, with nothing but the dog. I had to go get dog food, a dog kennel, puppies like that need kennels, because they like to be protected.
Yeah, dogs are real good companions though. They gonna look. I'll tell you this. They'll listen to you, even if they're just looking at you sideways. You can talk to them.
So 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 that's what you being there since you be tired, you be in there talking to the dog. Hey y'all, right now I'm tired. I want to be on YouTube, but right now I'm sleepy.
no,
What's
you
up, dog? How
look.
was your night?
The funny thing, usually when I'm talking on YouTube, they get the balkans. Huh? I'm surprised, man. They looking at me right now. The little two puppies, like I'm crazy. They just. I think they want to start balking. If usually when they hear like you on the phone right now, like how they can hear you, usually they'll be balking.
They know not to act crazy while I'm on here. This is a business call.
You know,
Real
right?
life,
How crazy.
real life. You call that a Snoop Dogg? I don't know. Snoop, I think Snoop have one like a Doberman. He look like a Doberman. Snoop Doggy Dog. Real life. I want you to check out look on my community page, and her name is Simi. Simi is a gamer too. And I think she using some of the things you had, because I seen that little green spinning thing on hers. So check it out so that you could check her out. Y'all gamers could speak the language that y'all know. I could just watch you and I don't have a clue. I mean, it look cute and everything, but she have a store also just like you. And I don't know what all that mean. I'm like,
I think
you have
they
an idea what
said
that mean?
like the Sims, the game The Sims. I'm trying to get into some kind of game. I just ain't
Simi.
decided yet. I don't know if I'm gonna get like a PlayStation 5 or if I'm gonna start playing a computer game. Uh,
I was trying to get my brother to give me his PlayStation. He ain't act right, so I could have played on it. But that's okay. I'm gonna see if I can find her name for you. Boogie, Simi? That's the gamer.
yeah, I think it's Semi VU, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. That's what I'm about to see.
Oh, so I know who you talking about.
I want real life to check out, because oh yeah, it is. It's SIMMIE, and then V Victory EE. Semi V. So check her out. She like to do those gaming things just like you do. Building a family world. She also like Jackie, and I seen you connected with Jackie
Yeah,
7. And so
Jackie,
yeah.
Jackie Sims, and then they got Double Rose Twins Sims.
Yeah.
No, them two play the Sims on that
I
Sims.
never seen them on a game though. I only seen them on a regular station, but yeah, double rose twins.
I
I
ain't been on
think they
a while either. I hope they been all right.
Yeah, I was on one of their lives the other night. It was one of them 2 times in a row. Since I haven't been feeling that well, I've still been like
Did
still going.
did they tell you double tap, tap,
Yeah.
tap,
Double
double
tap,
tap,
connect the right way, double tap, double tap.
tap, tap? I like when they do that though. It's
And
like
and then also I like how also say hers too. She said
live,
touch the light touch the light, like the live,
like the
like
live,
the live.
like the live. It's so ravishing podcast. Today we're gonna be talking about insurance. Today we're
Okay.
talking about, you know how that also ravishing podcast go. Come on,
Well, also, and Boogie hooked up. They got a lot of different
dog.
shows. They hooked up, baby. They in a relationship.
They got that.
That's what I was telling you. They had a fire thing about marriage, being married financially and married compatible. And it was so good. You need to look at it because a lot of times we don't talk like that. You know what you expecting from a partner. I'm older and I wasn't thinking of like that. And Latricia was in there. Latricia, they were talking about insurance policy. I looked at it last night. I went to outside and I turned it off because I didn't want to miss nothing. Sometimes I let things play, but I didn't want to miss a drop. And they was talking about insurance policy. What would you do if your mate had a love talk on Sundays 5 p.m.? So I was behind time because I do Sundays. I do my thing at Sunday, so I'm gonna have to check it out before I go. But check this out. They was talking about the comparison, and if you had a mate and they had insurance policy and they put it in somebody else's name, what would you do? And I had a lot of. It would be a lot of things because also was saying, if it's their mom and they've been had it, then I mean, you same thing I said. You do another insurance policy, but if you married or engaged or something, I think sometimes when you engage until you married, those things aren't totally official. So changing things into other people's names, especially things that been in your mom name or whatever, you can't just uproot it because you don't know if the relationship gonna last. And so then taking once you get married, if it's your policy in your name, then you could change that. But I'm like Sandra saying, get your own policy after marriage. Makes sense because that's something your mom had. And even if like, if it's something you think is expensive and you paying for it, mom, I'm gonna pay for it, or I mean, there's a lot of ins and outs. So I think people sometimes engage, and maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. Until you say I do, it ain't done.
Mhm.
Some people wait till they get to the altar and they say, no, baby, you ain't the one. So that's a lot of changes to make and not being an established marital covenant because it's different. Engagement is an engagement, it's a commitment to saying that I want to marry you. But until you walk across, until you say
I
I
know,
do sign it.
like, I don't know if it's just this generation or something, but I know six people that got married. Like, that got married. So that's 12 people. And they got a divorce within a month. Like, I don't know what's going on. Do people just not stay together as long? Is it, and they're younger than me. Maybe that's why. Maybe because they're 22, 25 years old. Like that's what, maybe you won't be able to speak on that either because it's, like we're a little bit older than them. But that's crazy. And this was
But
out.
you can speak on it because they're not either they're not mature or they're not prepared. People need counseling. Yes, exactly before marriage.
Like,
They're
cause
not prepared.
you know how much you got to go through, and then you got to get divorce papers and BS stuff. Like,
Even
all
after I got married, my mom and my husband was on my policies. Yes,
a
I can
month.
see both of them. I agree. But you talking about LaShonda saying also you need counseling before because you know what? You train for everything. When you get licensed, you can't just go get driver's license. People quit too easily these days. Yes, because they're not prepared. Our generation, we had to have we went through a lot, and now everybody's trauma is trauma. But also, we went through a lot to help us in this hasty decisions. Top dog say yes. And so being prepared. You know, um, our church not doing something. Like prepare for wedding. You go to a counseling or a marriage class. What you like, what you don't like, kind of. What you would put up with or wouldn't, whatever. A lot of people don't do that. They just get married. They put more preparation in their dress, their their place where they're gonna get married at, their food, their music, and all they do is say, oh baby, I want to marry you, and that's it. You haven't asked the hard questions. You know, that's why I say that video will be a good one for you. You know, being compatible financially too, because sometimes we may be compatible in a lot of things, but if you spend and you make a lot of money, then you should let me take a control of the financial situation. We get together and we plan the bills, we talk about it. But sometimes men come to the table, I'm the man, I make the money, so I get to decide. No, we work together. Top Dog says so social media have made things harder also for many reasons. I agree.
Mhm.
LaShonda says more than love is about communication, respect as well. And also, I'm about to say this that I didn't know, and I don't know. I think I kind of believe that now that I'm older. People with money, they don't just marry for love. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't marry just for love. I'm not saying that you should marry for business arrangements. But some people marry to where they're going. They don't want to just jump up and marry someone that have not have plans or future where they're going. You know, they have arranged marriage, but also some people look at the status. You know what, we want, we a power couple. We want to do X, Y, and D, Z. Some of it is almost a marital business arrangement. And sometimes you might say, ooh, I wouldn't want that. But then you get married to somebody and you just married for love. What would you do when the love is over? Or what you do if the person was infatuated? So I don't know. When I date my heater, a top dog say when I dated, my heater was not even working on my car. So I know it definitely was not for the money. All
Mhm.
right. Yeah, and nothing wrong with love either, but still you have to be positioned where you're going, what you want. You know, LaShonda said it. You know, communication. You know, some people want 5 children, some people want no children,
Mhm.
some people you know, like fancy elaborate things. Some people want to work towards that. Not saying they don't like it, they want it like Nemo. They want to go ahead, Nemo.
I said you got to be on the same page.
Exactly.
You got to communicate sometimes. Like, and even first in a relationship, y'all might be on the same page, but your goals might get separated later throughout the relationship too. Like some people, I'll say just change. I'm not saying like that, like having in my relationship, but like through a lot of relationships, I see that. Like a lot of people, they might have wanted to go to college for this and that, or they might have wanted to do this or do this in a relationship, and then later when y'all get married, they have kids. So everything changes. Like now you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. Things just happen too, though. Like that's why like I noticed like a lot of people they got together in high school and been married since high school, like after high school, but they're not happy with each other. Like if
You
you
go,
why are you even why are you still together? You wait until the kids get to the 18 years old? Is it because I know people like that. They waited, they just together because the kids got past 18 years old, 19 years old, then they got a divorce. I mean,
yeah.
truly happy. Then why?
Because you either grow together or you'll grow apart, Nemo. You grow together or you'll grow apart. You grow, yeah, he's saying the same thing. You grow
Mhm.
as people get older and people change. But if people grow older and they change, but also you growing with your partner. You know, there's life situations happening. And LaShonda said it also communication. You know, we all change. And so it's not fair that you expect this person to be the same person you was when you got married at 20 years old. We all change, but sometimes people feel like you should look the same way I married you. You should do the same thing. You know, we're talking about once again a growth mindset or a poverty mindset. You're growing and changing and developing, and you have to grow together. You got to come together and you meet, just like you know what's going on. How you doing, babe? Let's have a meeting. You have to have a meeting at work and stuff. They have meetings. You do check-ins. You know, let's check to see what's working. Let's check what's not working. Top dog said that happened to my brother. He got married 19 at 19, divorced at 39. You have to grow together. I say all the time, my son, things that I knew about him in my household, he's a totally different person. I'm around him, but he's changing and growing and developing as a man and a father. He's not just a man that's married, he's a man that married with children. And all these things make changes. When I go by their house and stuff, I see him and his wife are growing and changed a lot too, but I see it. But sometimes we don't see people changing and growing. We look at where they were and not who they are. LaShonda says time change things, and you have to learn to communicate and grow together. It is it's a give and take. Sometimes you have things your spouse likes. Yeah, and sometimes you do things they like, and vice versa. But that's about growing together.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't have date nights. What happens is people live their lives through their children. They go to sports events, they do this, they do that. Once a month, a week in a month, I keep my grandkids. And I let my son them know ahead of time so they can plan of what they're gonna do with their time. Why? I want their relationships to work. And you need time for your spouse, and your spouse needs time for you. And then you need time to hang out with your friends and do different things, because what happens is sometimes they be your all in all, and it could be a much when that you the only answer that person have and they your only answer. We grow in communities.
Mm-hmm.
So you look sleepy, Nemo. You don't relax, baby. So lay back. We're gonna sign off so you can get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm about to lay down.
You already laid down.
You I'm trying to just listen. I like wisdom. Like, and a lot of people, they go through things. People might need to hear this type of stuff. Because you might get a younger audience. You might get people that ain't even been in a relationship in a while, and they might want to hear that for whenever they do get in a relationship or something like that. Like
Yeah.
even YouTube. They got a lot of content creators and stuff like that. They might be like trying to blow up. Like let's just say, like I know y'all know probably Dante London. That's
Yeah.
basically like how he lost his first girl. If y'all don't know, like if y'all been following him for a while, because she was working two jobs while he wasn't even working. He was trying to
Yeah.
be serious, and he was making her work two jobs. While he wasn't even making money or nothing like that from YouTube yet. He was just trying to grind on YouTube. And his girl said, "You gonna keep making me work two jobs while you just stay on a phone all day and try to record YouTube videos and like I mean that's if y'all been following for a while, I don't know if y'all remember his ex. Some of y'all just started following him recently, so y'all might
No, I seen him a long time ago with the girl with the
you know.
baby.
But like yeah, the girl when he had remember when he had his kid, like,
Yeah.
a little bit like right after he had his kids, like he was expecting his girl to take care of the baby and work two jobs. I mean, come on now, and you're not working at all. Like, and he would go to a job, but he would only last for like a week or two. I don't know if you remember, like back in the day, but come on, bro. Like, like you complaining about going to a job, but you got a kid now, and you got your girl working two jobs. You think she really wants to work two jobs and take care of a baby while you just trying to blow? I mean, you could have did your YouTube on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Could have
But
did.
what happened though, but you seen what happened, because he even had quit his job and he said he wanted to do just YouTube.
Yeah.
But he said he couldn't quit his job. He went back to work before he got this other girl. This other girl's kind of relatively
You
new.
remember how many
And I
jobs
think they married.
before that? He wasn't even staying at a job more than a month though.
Yeah.
He wasn't even working full time. Like, you know how many jobs he had? Like I mean, if y'all been following him for a while, he was going job to month. Is he still a car salesman? I
I
don't even
seen him some, but I haven't followed him like that. I did see some of his stuff, even like when he was in the project or he was doing his car. I don't think he was a car salesman. He would went to check this truck and stuff out, and he said, "I'm gonna buy this." And so I'm gonna say this too.
because I know his girl is monetized now. Like the new girl he's with, so they both
Yeah,
do money. I don't know how much money they making or whatever, but like but girl, man, I for that like
they got married now.
you know
I
yeah,
want to do this. I want to do this a minute. Hey, Kevin, We love this. You love this. Thank you. Tracy says, sometimes you grow apart. I've been with my husband for 25 years and we barely even speak now. And especially when you got this in your hand and you looking down and not looking up, things pass around us. So we have to be careful. And then Latricia say, don't lose yourself even when you get married or you will regret it. Stay true to who you are even when dating. And she also said, uh, I pray for you. I pray for you and your husband find a connection again. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Sound
Find
like
that common interest of what draws y'all. And Latricia say, Tracy, tell your husband you want to go out and eat and you all go on a date at a restaurant or go walk in the park and look
oh,
at the
oh look,
nature,
oh,
whatever he likes.
oh you go bring them to the Zen Den,
What's the din din?
the Zen Den.
Oh, the Zen. Oh, okay. Okay. Bring them in the Zen Zen. Call them in there.
You
Hey,
might,
baby.
you
I
might,
got us some. Hey,
I got
honey, come
look,
on
tell,
down.
tell
Bring
him
something else in that
tell
Zen
'em
Zen.
I
And
got
then come on down.
look, tell him I got you some medicinals.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I didn't say it. And then Kevin said, sound like we should be praying about this brother. Yes, yes. And he is stable and balanced, only found in Christ. Yes.
If you
Tracy said he just worked and
bring
watched TV. Tracy learning.
him
Yes.
to
But you
YouTube
know what?
with picture.
But we'll be praying for and with you too, Tracy, because sometimes people you lose their zeal, you know, some I was about to say and I forgot that we have to make sure that our focus we don't lose focus on what's important because I know we all want to become monetized, some of us, but also we have to make sure that things that's most important is not is still at the forefront. Give him medicine and a zen din. Yeah, yeah. I was think y'all think like a sister in some areas. I was like, because they got some herbs that will help some things. Balance need gifts versus real balance. Balance need gifts versus real balance. Walk with God. Yes, listen, listening in the bushes. She's in the bushes. Shake the bushes. Shake the bushes. Yeah. So, but Tracy, I'm glad you haven't given up, and we pray that God even, restore your hope and stuff. That because sometimes women may feel neglected or rejected, and we pray that God help you get some healing going in this YouTube. Yes, in this YouTube sub in YouTube, I sub you snapback. So you so real. Thank you for sharing today. Thank you. Yes, tell your husband what you want to do on this day. Oh, like the live, like you know what? Move in silence, baby. She know what he like, and she got that magic touch with that what they call that lavender. Use some of the lavender and some stuff. Get that house smelling really good. Put on your. I got some. I put something on my hand. Some lavender type oil, but she got the real deal. And just put it on and get some little spray bottle, spray some stuff, and remember that he go back down memory lane, like some of the music, and we just pray that God restore because God is a restorer and He restores everything. Some things He
Maybe
uproot and then
maybe
go,
get him on your YouTube channel, you know?
huh?
Maybe get him on your YouTube channel. He might be into it. Y'all might could do like some talks together.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
a
if
good
you like
idea.
YouTube or not. My girl wasn't really into YouTube, like but some people's might be into YouTube together. I see a lot of couples on YouTube. Like they didn't start off as a couple on YouTube, but now they doing good on YouTube together. Like
Mm,
and their channel is growing, like I mean, which is good. They might be
Tracy,
together on the channel. Who knows? It might
you
be.
think he might come with you on YouTube, but Tracy don't go live right now.
Man,
Uh,
she need to go live in that den. I don't know what she waiting on to go live.
You be bad sometimes. I'm gonna tell you, not just you, Latricia. Latricia's warmless too. She be bad too. Y'all be bad sometimes in a good way with y'all husbands and wives. So yeah, sometimes we forget why. Our why is in every area of life. Why did I marry this fella? Ask him. Babe, go back down memory lane. You know what kind of music he like. Ask him, babe, you remember when we did this or that? And then as you
Right.
get him to remember, go back down memory lane or, wear something or do something he like. And then say, babe, why did you marry me? Or, why are we still here? What keeps you here? He at least he say thank you for rubbing my shoulder. Yeah. Yeah, a nice shoulder rub and a nice foot rub, rubbing them legs and stuff and rubbing their back,
And
massaging their
uh,
shoulders and their back and then doing their back like this and just rubbing on them and just praying, especially if you use some of your essential oils, and rub their feet and stuff, rub
man,
their points.
y'all gonna make me go to one of them little Asian massage therapists.
You
Nah,
better keep your butt home. Don't make me whip you.
I mean, look, after a long day of work, I might need to go hit a massage therapist. Uh, Let me stop. Let me stop playing. Talk about massages over here.
Tracy over there laughing at you.
Massages over here. Go hit one of them little Asian. You like hot oil your bag? Yeah, give me them hot rocks.
Make sure it's only hot oil because I've heard some not so nice things about them. That's what I said about them
That's
massages.
that's
You
the
better
expensive
behave.
massages. You gotta knock on the other side door to get them up.
Oh, okay. You better not let me catch you
I'm
on
not.
the other
I'm
side. You never
not.
know when I might come
I'm
in
not,
New
I'm not
Orleans.
knocking on the side door. I'm not gonna get that massage. Look, they might try to do a special massage. $25 more, you get special massage. I don't want no special massage.
No, 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 no.
20
My sister say you get a real massage and not know you 25 dollars more. We'll give you another massage. No. Go to a real masseuse and get a real massage. We ain't doing this back. No. You don't want them spirits on you, Nemo.
No, I don't want that. Nah, I don't do all that.
No.
I'm
No,
a
my grandbaby
boy.
laughing at y'all.
$25 more, you know,
Yeah.
better massage.
Well, I want to get ready to close, but I do. We shared some very sensitive things, and I want to say, to be transparent is sometimes hard, but God word say he reveals to heal, and he don't want us to keep walking around hurt or broken. He wants to restore, so I would like to pray for you, Tracy, and your husband, and we keep you up and keep praying you and your family up, and not just you and your family, but people that's in relationships that's struggling. Relationships is hard, but God created relationships. The enemy come to rob, steal, and kill, but God said he came that we have life and have it more abundantly. And so I just thank God for you to be able to share, not just for you but for somebody else to have breakthroughs, because sometimes we forget that thing, that person that drawed us to that person. We forget to do those special things, or sometimes we get tired because we feel like they don't appreciate it, they don't validate it. And so we just pray that whatever has happened, the division that came in, that God restores, not just restore but even make it greater, a relationship like you and him never had before. And yes, just restore, bring that communication back. Start off with the communication. Latricia, made a suggestion, massage, listen to a song, or you say he like TV. I think I heard you say you're not that much into TV. Find out what movie he like or whatever and look at it with him. If he like popcorn, make some popcorn, and then just say, "Babe, I just come to sit and spend time with you." Even if like if you want to sit on the floor, or even while you there, if you on the sofa with him, massage his back, rub his back with the palm of your hand like this and go down, because that's what they do for massages.
Hey, look, you gotta spark that engine, you know? Get that
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so he can
out.
remember, he'll have memories. Oh, you tried. Okay. We're gonna pray because sometimes other things be going on, but the devil's a lie. Father, we thank you, God. God, we thank you for our sister Tracy, God. Father, we ask you, we just thank you for him and her, God. We thank you for union. Sometimes people are broken and hurt. They let misunderstanding stand in the way. They let hurts, broken promises stay in the way, Father. We just ask you right now to minister to both of them, God, separately, God. Let that passion from one another come back alive, God. The passion that may have died. We ask you, Father, to restore, to rekindle that fire, God. That thing that once brought fire to his heart when he seen her. Let it fling back in his heart, God. That fire that was in her heart for him. Maybe the way he blow, maybe his hair, maybe the way he wears his shirt, maybe that special color she used to like. She know how to do it, or that special meal. God, let her remind her the thing that will trigger that fire back in him and remind him that fire that will put the flames back in her, God. We bind and come against that broken heart, God. People don't realize that a broken heart, hope deferred make the heart grow weary. So we just pray that the hope is restored in one another, God. That they see each other in a different light, God. They remember that fragrance that used to run through their mind. They remember, God. And if any one of them eyes are on someone else, God, we ask you to close every door that the enemy have tried to use to separate them. Close every door. God, words that was said, we ask you to restore, God. We ask you to pull up the roots that been said out of hurt. The things that were been said, I don't need you, X, Y, and Z, to pull it up and restore, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ. And we just thank you, Father. We pray for her hope. We pray for him, God, to restore, God. They still in the house with each other, so at least there is hope. They still under one roof, so there is hope. They're still there with each other. There is hope, God. Continue to keep them there with each other, God. Bring them back on one accord, God. Bring them back in oneness. Oneness of mind, oneness of spirit, oneness of hope, oneness of love. And God, show her that special meal that he likes, God. And he show her that special thing she like only each other know. Sometimes we forget, God. Sometimes what we thought wasn't important is the little things. It's the little things that will make a big difference. Sometimes we look at what's big and want more, but it's the little things. Let them be restored with the little things and then grow beyond that. And we thank you for Nemo being on here, God. We thank you even for his fiance, God. We ask you to touch hearts, God, men brokenness. God, this YouTube can divide and people, it could separate. Money answer all things, but money also the love of money can be it can be it can destroy relationships. This YouTube can destroy relationships. Social medias can, because people feel like they're competing with another, like another lover. This YouTube, it feel like a family, it feel like friends, it feel like, I have somebody love me, it replace sometimes the hurt, sometimes the brokenness. But God, let us come back to real, true relationships. I mean, it's fine to have families on in a digital world and the digital channels, but there's relationships all around us that we have, that you have given us, God. You and the Father and the Son is one. So we just ask you to restore these broken places, to restore like never before, God. Even London, God, him and his fiance, God, and the new, sometimes the excitement of wanting to go monetize, but the requirement with it is a lot, even more so. We feel more obligated. We have to. It's like a drug. We have to. But God, give us that balance that we have to seek you. You say, seek first the kingdom of God, and all your righteousness will be added. So we just pray in Jesus' name. We give you the glory, the honor, and the praise. Y'all, we thank you, Tracy. We thank you, Nemo, because it was your idea. And I appreciate you, brother. You get you some rest. I don't know when you off again, but I'm going to draw out a plan and I'm going
Tonight.
to send it.
After tonight, this is my last weekend off.
Okay.
My last Saturday, Sunday. So if you up at night, like you say, midnight, my son will probably be asleep.
All right. You know I stay up for you, though. See, I was compromised for my brother.
I just don't know what time he falls asleep. It could be 8, it could be 10, it could be 12.
Well, you know my number. You know my number. You know my number. I like playing with this, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta let it play.
Hello?
Bluetooth mode. You know my number. Call me up. Just call me Nemo. I might answer the phone and I might not. I got
Yeah.
my
I'll
phone on.
call you, what's today? Friday, Saturday night. So tomorrow night, probably. I'm going to
Uh,
have my,
uh,
so I don't know what time he going to fall asleep. And then, so I'll probably text you first because I don't want to call you. You be,
no, baby. I try to make sure my phone on. Do not connect.
or I
Do not disturb.
want to make sure.
Well, sometimes it's off, and I'll be like, damn, why my phone ringing? Tracy, we love you.
We
We
love you.
love you, Tracy. Local learning. We love you. Real life, baby. We love you, LaShonda. Success, baby.
Just
Success.
six.
Nemo. Oh, Nemo. I never could say that word right. Camel tea will help you drift off to sleep. Yes, yes, Camel tea. Dream tea help. So different herbs. That's the herbalist in the house, baby. You better get you some.
The medicinals. You,
Yeah,
you know about this
the
Danny.
legal ones.
Yeah, the legal ones.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You be sitting back talking about the medicinals.
Yeah,
Y'all
Latricia real good there too. Please, peace and blessings to y'all. I'm y'all friend. I'm your friend. I'm your girl. I'm Snapback Trishana. You might go down, but you won't go under until me and Nemo connect on Sunday night at 8 p.m. What you want to say, Mr. Nemo 504? Hey, I Cherish Church.
Hi, Cherish. I just want to tell y'all I love y'all. Y'all stay phenomenal. Keep monetizing your greatness. And just keep, don't give up on your dreams, everybody. Look, if you don't see me for a while, just know I'm trying. I'm trying my hardest. Life is life, and I understand if you don't come on my channel a day. But I'm not trying to be like on YouTube as much as I was on YouTube because I was spending way too much time on YouTube.
Yes.
I'm not trying to do the 10 to 12 hours a day on no YouTube, and I barely even have time for anything else. But you will see me on your channels every once in a while.
Mm.
And I still will share you through my community post. And I still will drop that comment on your channel so you'll know that I'm watching your video. I love y'all.
Stay phenomenal.
Stay.
Monetize your greatness.
Yes, ma'am. Love y'all. Thank y'all for what y'all do for everybody.
All right, later.
Later.